Headline, Starlight. Like,
Like this week is some games going on, baby.
Break the tie, Zoe, or whatever you gotta do.
Golly.
I'm stuck, caught up in the middle.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm gonna rock with bro.
I'm on an island all alone.
Please give me all the home teams. Straight up, I'm being dead serious. Y'all niggas talk. Give me Graham.
Hold up, you ain't gonna come on here.
No, hold on. He'll see why. Yeah, we did, because you know why? It's a fight right now, Zoe. It's a fight right now. I'm trying to win. So if I gotta go against Graham to win this thing, I'm going against Graham, damn it.
Grambling, listen to me, Grambling. Coach Hugh, happy belated birthday. I did tell you happy birthday. He said thank you. So I appreciate that. Watching the Alcorn and
happy birthday, Coach Hugh. Zoe ain't the only one.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Coach Hugh.
Get a win for your birthday.
Get a win for your birthday, but right now in the Free Agent Sports Bar, it's kind of tight, my boy.
DJ Star.
Kind of tight in the Free Agent Sports Blog. Kind of got busted open this weekend. Well, but we're gonna get through it. Welcome back, Free Agent Sports Blog. Mo, Zoe.
Welcome back.
It's homecoming week in the G. After a win, finally.
Well, SWAC win finally.
Same thing.
Look, I want to be like that meme. So you went to Grambling. Graduated,
baby. Graduated.
Hey, graduated. Born and raised. I can add born and raised.
Graduated with two degrees, ma'am. 2 degrees from the 2 degrees.
Born and raised.
It was my second one, so still the love the G.
Born at E.A. Conway Hospital down in Monroe, but yeah, born and raised in Grambling.
Is it still called Conway, or did they change the name?
They changed the name. It got taken over.
It's like by Oshner now or something like that?
I can't lie to you.
Well, Grambling got a win at home versus Alcorn, which then kicks Alcorn out of a shot to win the SWAC West. But then down the street, Jackson decided that we need to shut this thing down immediately and didn't let them boys score a point. But for somebody, I think it was Texas Southern homecoming. They played literally a JUCO.
High school.
Yeah. Texas Southern and PV homecoming.
And they did their thing. I'm finna get to that. So they decided to get a win.
I jumped the gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. But if you go 10 minutes up the road, I don't know what the highway is in Texas, whatever.
State or something. I don't know.
45 minutes down the road, yeah.
PV looked like they was finna be out of the whole SWAC conversation.
Yeah.
And decided we need to play football against Bethune and win.
Yeah,
but then
we got a game, baby. You better wake your up.
Then we cut across back to Alabama, down there.
Magic City Classic.
And Alabama State decided to
prove that they SWAC.
make the game interesting. And
win.
We'll wait to the second half to do something. Yeah.
And decided to knock Alabama A&M literally back to ground zero.
Yeah.
Well, and that was
they tied, but Alabama State got the tiebreaker now.
Exactly, ground zero.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things. Jackson State is undefeated, like in conference. So
back to ground zero for Alabama A&M. And I'm not even talking about the homecoming that was down the street from me, because they really picked the cupcake with UAPB. Literally, it was over after the second quarter.
We can't say that because Guess who we got for homecoming?
No, that's when they play FAMU. I ain't say that for us. I said for FAMU. They put that game to rest after the second quarter. So
take note. This is what you do. You pick a team that you can beat, not a team of superstars.
They wanted Jackson State for that revenue. If they would have got the W, it'd have been like the cherry on top. The cupcake was bringing Jackson.
Yeah.
So, what a heck of a SWAC week we had last week.
Mm-hmm.
Mozo, what is your comments on last week's SWAC battles?
On the games or
just the whole SWAC thing in general. Or before I finish, Southern won halftime of Jackson State, but as you may.
I mean, the Boom did do an awesome job. I think I'm happy with the way everything turned out. Even though I picked Grambling not to win last week, I'm okay with that. You know, like I said in last week's show, I'm okay with not getting that dub from net last week as long as Grambling got it. The football gods, aka Florida, he prayed. You know, he prayed for a win for Grambling. The Jaguars.
No. They heard Grambling. They heard Dallas. Keep it moving.
But I was just saying, you prayed.
They heard Grambling. They heard Dallas. Keep it moving.
They couldn't give you 3 out of 3.
They heard Grambling and they heard Dallas.
So I mean, today at work, I was looking at YouTube, and one of the things that came up was one of Coach Prime's interviews, and one of the questions was they asked him, did he see the video that Southern players, I guess they did in the locker room previous to, and he responded to that. And I know the reason I got sight of it is because somebody from Grand Fam posted it on Facebook, and you legit said, you know, you're putting on for Jackson State, not just Jackson, but all HBCUs, and you showed the picture of you with The Rock and you with some other guy, I can't remember his name, but they're, you know, affiliated with semi-pro teams, like, of course, The Rock's the XFL, and saying, so that make me wonder, should we invite these guys to our pro day? He was like, but I'm going to do it. He was like, but you never know who you're going to need in the long run. And the person who shared it was like, that was a trash statement. But at the same time, I do feel like you have to be careful. Like, you never know who you're going to need.
The young man apologized today, I think that was.
Hey, whatever. It's too late. I would do this.
It's too late. Like, even Dion, even though he took the high road and said that they would still be invited to come in. And that's one thing I can say. He does invite. It's not just Jackson State players that he have at the pro day when he had the scouts and stuff there. He invites everybody. So
he invites HBCUs. Yeah.
Right. So I do feel like, dude, you need to watch what you're saying. And that's something that we've been telling athletes for the longest. You have to be careful what you say, what you put out there, because something can end up screwing you up. Now, what if Dion Coach Prime was a vindictive person and was like, oh, okay, that's how you coming? Cool. I'll invite everybody but somebody from Southern.
Yep. I mean, a clear example would be back in the 05 season of the Tiger, you know, the focus was on Bruce, but you had Jason Hatcher on the team as well, who was being looked at a little bit more, I can say. So him not being on the show, just being quiet, behind the scenes doing his thing, I think that stuck out a little bit more with the scouts. And then, you know, the exposing Bruce of him not doing the diet and things like that. That I think that hurt. They killed him. Yeah, not killed him, but
that definitely hurt his chances. And then his mom was on there and she straight beat this man on national TV. Like, she was,
Season of the Tiger is the reason why I even applied to Graham. I knew nothing about Grambling. Season of the Tiger, I was like, all right, let me apply to Grambling. That's the only reason why I applied. I just being honest. I knew nothing about Grambling until the Season of the Tigers, even though the Bayou Classic came on NBC every year. Season of the Tigers is the reason why I'm at Grambling.
Was just watching NBC that wasn't affiliated with either school. Like I wasn't watching it, and I want to say the first time I went to the Bayou Classic was maybe like 2007, but prior to that, I wasn't watching the games and stuff like that. So I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah, true story. When I got accepted to Grambling, I told everybody, yeah, it's in New Orleans. As I'm filling out the paperwork to Grambling, Louisiana, I'm telling everybody, Grambling State University is in New Orleans. As I mailed,
one of people was running around there when we came and we played. Which one of the schools in Florida? Is it Florida State, the one that got the circus on campus? The circus school? I want to say it's Florida State. Because we went down, so is that where we went and played for baseball that year?
I know with basketball we played South Florida and Miami.
Yeah.
We went to. So Florida State is close to what?
Tallahassee.
That's where we were.
Oh.
So it was down there. That was when Coach Ray, I think that's his name, so was still the baseball coach.
Okay.
So we went down there and the people was like, Grambling is in New Orleans. And we was like, huh? I was like, no, Grambling is in Grambling. It was like, and that's in New Orleans? No.
As I mailed the letter off to Grambling to Louisiana, 71245 zip code. I'm telling everybody it's in New Orleans. So
exit 81, baby, off of 20. Baby, you hear me? Exit 81.
It ain't either I-10, it's 20.
It's 20. Hey, it is what it is. All right, so big game tomorrow in the SWAC. But before we do that, let's get to these picks. Because we still got a barn burner in the SWAC when it comes to these picks.
Oh,
I'm a little shocked, but it's all good though, because he did call it. So FAMU versus UAPB. FAMU came through. Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. I am SWAC Hornets did that thing. Alcorn versus Graham. So you can have that one. I'm not mad at that one. I'm not mad at that one. But PV versus Bethune.
Boy, they had my butt itching. I was like,
yeah. And then Stu versus Lincoln, all right. And then JSU versus Southern, which last week 4-1, 2-3, 3-2. Zoe went 5-0. We went 4-1.
Okay.
Which brings the record 48-16, 44-20, 46-18.
That's what was that.
A 2-game swing for me. The one time I didn't pick Grambling. The one time.
I'm about to say, so everybody's separated by twos. Like, I'm 2 behind you, you 2 behind Zoe. It's still open.
Just like,
but we are getting down to the woo.
All right.
Nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty. So here we go. Alabama A&M versus Valley.
I picked A&M.
Yeah.
Because 2 of them losses that I got was picking Valley. So, like I said last week, I can't take no more.
Who you got, Zoe?
I got the Bulldogs.
Oh, shit, I'm tripping.
And that's at it's in Italy.
Yeah.
All right, Alcorn versus PV. Y'all want to do this one last or talk about it now?
It's Friday. This gonna be a game that Southern gonna be watching. Let me look at my standings. Southern, who are watching this game?
Texas Southern, and Jackson State should be watching it because this could be your opponent in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, this could seal it. If PV has the easiest scheduled to go out. Let's say that.
Right. I looked at that yesterday, and PV at this point, they dang near coasting.
Pretty much.
Any given Saturday or whatever day they decide to play, any team could win. But PV's schedule at this point, they have the easiest road because Southern does not have an easy road right now.
Nah. Southern, they got.
They got FAMU this weekend.
Yeah.
And they got Valley.
But then you got that Bayou Classic where anything could
Bayou
go.
Classic.
And Bayou Classic, that's kind of like Auburn can have the worst season ever, but they're going to always play Bama hard at the Iron Bowl. And it's kind of the same thing with the Bayou Classic. Those two teams are always going to play each other hard. So Southern can't get complacent and think they have that in the bag.
They literally going to have to win out. And I just don't see it, especially what they did against Jackson State. FAMU been rocking and rolling since they lost to Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't going past Alcorn either. So I'm picking as much as I want to do it, I'm picking the upset. I'm taking Alcorn. Because I just don't think after what I know PV gonna be ready because they know what's on the line, but I just feel like Alcorn got to get back for what happened this week with Graham. Because
well, if that's the case, then they trying to get revenge for 2 weeks in a row because they lost their homecoming to Stu, and then they turned around and lost to Grambling the following week.
3-game losing streak right now.
Like I think they just want some get back, and I think PV might be that get back. But this is the only game I'm picking with the upset because I ain't trying to go too far back. Depends on what Zoe do. So all right, go ahead.
All things being considered, I think I'm gonna take Prairie View. Because they know what's at stake as well. So I just don't see them dropping the game.
This is the battle of the purple and gold. Mm-hmm. I had to go with the home team on this one. It's a nail biter, but I'm just a Friday night is let's see how well Alcorn adjusts. Yeah. See if they show up ready.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. That's gonna be. I really think the SWAC should look into doing more Friday and Thursday night games.
If they want to get more on TV, they should.
And we'll talk about it. All right, so we got Alabama State versus Bethune.
With the Fighting Hornets.
I am SWAC.
Well, go ahead and type "I am SWAC" in my box.
Y'all crazy. Who is SWAC? Baby.
Who is SWAC?
That man had a whole stadium screaming, "Who is SWAC?" That man had people on game day screaming, "Who is SWAC?" Eddie Roberts.
You saw both bands put it on the field?
No, I didn't watch halftime, but
Southern did.
He knows how to capitalize on opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like if you're an entrepreneur making shirts, even making "I am SWAC" shirts is now booming. But Dion said, you know what? I'm gonna take it a step ahead. I'm gonna drop a whole song, not even a full song, just a TikTok song, and it's blowing up to where your band's playing it, to where people chanting it in the game.
Dog, they're gonna be chanting that until he leaves Jackson State.
Right.
Speaking of which, that Auburn job is open, but whatever.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later. So y'all going with "I am SWAC." I'm going with the upset. I like what Bethune did against PV. I just hope they finish. So right. Give me BCU.
Got Southern versus FAMU.
Give me the slithering snakes of FAMU. So you thought I was going to say for Southern, D?
Nah. My biggest question for Southern is, can y'all score this weekend?
Let's get the record straight. Southern been skunked twice. In the SWAC.
So what that means is instead of getting skunked, they got SWAC.
They got goose egg. I chose FAMU as well. They are rolling.
What was the final score from that game?
I don't even know.
From
the Southern Jackson game.
Was it 35-0?
Something like that.
Yeah, because
like you let these people get a
35
35 piece on you and you ain't even get a biscuit.
I mean, they had opportunities to score, but they just, man, yeah, they didn't capitalize.
All right, so we got Jackson State versus Tech. All right,
Prime. Was you going with an upset on that one, or you going with Prime?
No, I'm going with Prime, but it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think. I think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people.
I think Stu has been they've done well this year.
Yeah, Southern had trench rise. They got the best trenches, but they just couldn't capitalize. But I think this game gonna be closer than what a lot of people think.
If it's on TV or YouTube, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It is on ESPN Plus.
All right. Then
every game this weekend is on TV.
Gotcha.
Somehow.
Homecoming game in the hole, Gremlin versus Peanut Butter. I'm not gonna go against them this week, though.
Peanut butter jelly time. Oh no, I'm going with Gremlin. I just wanted to sing the song.
This is gonna be a good cat fight. And I hope we don't give PV their first.
No pun intended, cat fight.
Yeah, no pun intended. Lions against the Tigers.
Oh my.
Scared of Lions and Panthers and the blue and white Tigers. Okay, but I got Graham. Our Braves. We're not scared of no Braves.
All right. So let's recap. Alabama A&M versus Valley. We all taking A&M. Yeah. Alcorn versus PV. I'm taking the upset pick with Alcorn. Everybody else taking PV. Alabama State versus Bethune. Me and Mo got I am SWAC. So going with Bethune. Southern versus FAMU. This would be a 2-game losing streak if FAMU pulls it off. Jackson State in Houston. And then Graham versus Pine Bluff, which would be a great way to go down to Houston. Yes. If Graham can win this game going into Texas Southern. So
I think that that SU versus FAMU should be game of the week. Because it could eliminate Southern from the West.
Because they lose at this point, they already number 2 because Prairie View's up. At best, your best case solution right now is to tie them and you have the head-to-head. Because you lose it.
You praying that Friday the Alcorn put it all together and make it more interesting the rest of the season.
Praying to the football gods right now.
So 2 things we're going to talk about in college football. So first thing first, Auburn did fire their head coach, and his 2 names that popped up was Lane Kiffin, which I thought, I don't see it, but with the money, yeah, and Coach Prime. Now, if you're Auburn AD, who do you go with?
If I'm Auburn's AD, I go with Prime. Because for me, Coach Prime has proven that even at an FCS school, an HBCU, they had some resources that he can pull in the number 1 recruitment class. You know, he can recruit heavily. So you think about what he'll be able to do at Auburn. There's already been some kind of heated, especially when, you know, Coach Saban called Dion and Jimbo name out specifically as far as incentives goes with recruitment. So you know there's already tension. So you know that will be a good pull for the Iron Bowl when it's actually in Auburn. But beyond that, why would I bring him from another conference school and he hasn't been able to, if I'm not mistaken, he still hasn't beat Nick Saban. Like, he still ain't beat him.
Who?
Lane?
No.
He still hasn't beat him yet.
Wait a minute.
He hasn't. It's only one of
No, he lost.
Well,
Yeah.
Nick Saban, Georgia's coach, I think, was the first one of Nick Saban's actual former coaches that was able to beat him.
Actually, it was Jimbo. It was Jimbo last year. Then it was Kirby in the championship game.
Yeah. So with Lane, you done faced him a few times, and you haven't been able to get over that hump. So you have the resources at Ole Miss. So why would I bring you to another conference school thinking that you can get it done?
Because you can get more money at Auburn. They already, so I saw the paper. They say Auburn is paying right now with that coach firing, they got to pay $40 million over the next 5 years.
I mean, I understand that, but if I'm the AD, I'm asking myself, why bring him here?
Okay. No. You're the AD, but now remember, we're talking about Auburn. We're talking about rich, white, deep in the South men and women.
But at the same time, I know that my biggest game of the season, take out the SEC championship, take out all of that. I know my biggest game of the season is always the Iron Bowl. I need to have faith that my coach that I bring in is going to be able to recruit and be able to not only compete, but defeat Alabama in the Iron Bowl.
Well,
and
I mean, the coach they had last year, Auburn beat Alabama last year.
It didn't look
I'm saying though, from your,
but what I'm saying though,
from your logic.
At the same time, he's had multiple years and he's had decent squads at Ole Miss, and he still has not been able to do it.
I mean, he beat. Well, okay, I'm with you. All right, Zoe.
I think the biggest selling key is going to be to get Coach Prime is one going to be money.
70 million up top. It's 70 million. If no less than 70 million. Because you could have. I told y'all this last year. Miami and Florida State could have got Coach Prime for 4 years, maybe 30 to 40. What he doing now? What's my man Brian Kelly and LSU got 90? It's gonna cost between 70 and 80 million to get Prime. But as you were, though.
And incentives for the kids.
Yeah. Two is, are you gonna be able to get his son? He ain't worried about one son. That's Shador.
That's it.
You can get Shador with him and eligible to play the next season. But usually when you transfer up, you're supposed to sit out a year. But I don't know how they're doing it now with
the portal.
Transfer portal. Yeah. That is throwing me all off. So, but I don't think Prime gonna leave until his son graduates. My personal opinion.
My personal opinion is he doesn't leave this year. I think if he win the Celebration Bowl, I think he gives Jackson State one more year and he's out of there.
How many years was his contract?
I want to say 3 or 4.
Usually it's 4 in the SWAC. But yeah,
so he has 2 more seasons after this? 2 more years?
And his son can go as a junior. I mean, they can open up a lot of things.
I don't think Shador should go. I'm be honest with you, Shador should play 4 more years. If his dad go to a bigger school, transfer and get that type of playing time. But I don't think he should leave after his junior year. I mean, who knows?
I think that he should stay where he is. That's just my opinion because, I mean, yeah, you're a great player, but the hits come faster, a little bit harder on that level. And that's not me taking anything away from HBCUs. I think we have some of the best athletes anywhere. But we also know that we don't have the facilities that they have. We don't have the staff that they have that helps them to get. And we don't, like our players, when they get injuries, we don't have the type of care, and this is no shade against our people. It's just that we don't have the resources that they have. They players go out, they immediately having surgery right then that night, boom, like the NFL, and they rehabbing them and get them back on the field by the end of the season.
Yeah, we don't have the in-house services.
Yeah, we don't have the in-house care, and a lot of them, they practice facilities better than our game facilities. So
That's for sure. All right, next thing. Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee. That is your college football playoff first ranking.
Come on, it's okay, Water.
It's just the first one, Mo. It's just the first one.
Mo.
Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee.
I think I fell into an alternative universe.
No, Mo. Which two you think can make it all the way to the end? Out of those four, which two you think can make it all the way to the end?
Run them back again. Clemson, Ohio State, Tennessee.
Clemson, no. Clemson is 4. Georgia is 3. Ohio State is 2. Tennessee is 1. Which 2 out of 4 you think gonna make it? Remember, Tennessee and Georgia play this weekend.
Oh, they won't drop far because of how high they are. I say that Tennessee and Georgia will both make it through.
So,
shoot, if it's a good competitive game this weekend, it might both stay in the top 4. But don't be surprised with Michigan. Michigan got a decent team, solid team this year.
Did they get the fight? Or was that somebody else's team?
No, that was they got jumped on. Michigan got jumped on, Mo.
You talking about that one player?
That one player, he's missing all of them.
Ole Miss soccer scramble.
Yeah,
man. Let me just say this: it's been weird season, but it's been a lot of fights this season.
It has. It's been a lot. It has been soccer and football. Like, what's going on?
It's been a lot of
fights, but it's been a lot of fights.
So, okay, I just wanted to bring that up. By the way, Michigan is 5, Alabama is 6 with the only 7-1. Okay, all right. Now, Zoe, you know what time it is since you wasn't here last week to do it. So, but you know what time it is, Zoe.
Coming with the new fresh hair, the new attitude, the new personality. It's time for Mo's top 5.
Top 5. Now it's top 5, but y'all know lately I've been doing a little razzle and a little dazzle. I do have an honorable mention team. Last week's honorable mention was Alcorn, I do believe. Yeah. So considering Alcorn has lost 2 weeks in a row, they are no longer the honorable mention team. The honorable mention team this week is 2. They're back. Number 5. I have Alabama State University. I am SWAC. Number 4, Southern University. Number 3, Prairie View A&M University. Number 2, FAMU. And naturally, number 1 is Jackson State. So it was a little mixed. It was a little switching around this week.
I think outside of PV, everything else on the East.
Yep.
No, Southern.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, Southern.
Oh, I forgot about them. I forgot about them for a reason, but it's all
But
good.
I said that it was going to be interesting because I was battling. I was wavering back and forth, but Southern had to drop because of that goose egg.
But I would have added. Me personally, I would have put Southern as a mention and Texas Southern at number 5.
I thought about that, especially considering who Southern is facing this week. But I was like, this week I let it handle itself.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and throw this out there. Let's say Southern lose to FAMU, but Texas Southern gets blown out by Jackson State. Are you keeping Southern, or we need to wait till next week to hear this?
In the event that Southern loses to FAMU,
you know what? Don't even tell me. I want to be surprised. I don't even want to mess with Mo next week top 5. So what you got to say about it?
The good thing about this season is Prairie View does not play Jackson. So if they do make it to the SWAC rematch of Prairie View versus Jackson, it's going to be should be a good battle because they haven't faced each other this season. I don't know if they're gonna get the Southern Jackson turnout, especially going to Mississippi.
Jackson, yeah.
That was not gonna be on game day because I can be honest with you, it was a lot of the people there came from other SWAC schools and HBCUs area.
Oh yeah. I mean, I saw on some other blogs, other vlogs, whatever you want to call it, that it was a lot of people saying they wasn't going to homecoming because they wanted to go to the Southern Jackson game. Because homecoming was the week before, so to homecoming, then that Boombox Classic, yeah, which is next year will not be at any stadium. It may be Birmingham because you know they're 2-year rotation with the SWAC.
Yeah, my last thing. So this is my thing. I'm gonna be pissed because I think Grambling now has to play at the Alabama schools. I hope they get a Florida school, especially in Florida next season.
That would be good.
It's gonna be interesting because
we either gonna get
they should be releasing it soon.
Yeah, we either gonna get Jackson, Valley.
I think we is. I think we're gonna get Valley in the Alabama schools, and maybe Jackson. Well, I mean Jackson, yeah, because it should be on a relevant because it's a rivalry on I-20.
But we had A&M, so it should be Alabama State.
No, I'm saying we should get. I'm saying we're probably gonna get both of the Alabama schools, and hopefully we get one Florida school in Florida.
But no, I'm saying we played A&M this year, so A&M may be off.
Oh, A&M is probably going to rotate off.
Yeah. So it may be Alabama State and then Valley and Jackson.
All right. Yeah. All right. On to the big boys. Don't do that, Mo. You had a good pick. You had
good pick.
You had a good pick. No, I take it back. You had 2 good picks. I gotta show you. So
it's Star.
So So I decided to go against Mo Brother for the first time, and they made Tom Brady look like it's time to retire. Sierra showed up in the last 2 minutes and 43 seconds, but we're gonna digress. Dolphins versus Lions, little shaky, but 2 of them pull it through. Look like the Dirty Birds came through over the Panthers.
The Dirty Birds keep 3.
All right, here we go. Vikings. We both took the Vikings. The Raiders, just throw them in the trash.
Huh?
The Raiders versus the Saints. Just throw them in the trash. Whatever, Zoe, you picked them. Eagles did that thing, whatever. I don't know what happened with the Jets.
They flew off.
I don't know.
They ran out of jet fuel.
The wings got clipped.
Them boys, whatever.
They was out of jet fuel.
Yeah, Titans versus the Texans. They did what they supposed to do.
The Tits. This man here.
In Geno, I trust.
Man, them damn.
In Geno, I trust.
Them damn little Giants.
The team beat the Colts. I'm still pissed about this because we the only team the Colts has beaten. And they benched Matt Ryan. But I digress. 49ers versus the Ram in the Bush. I guess that trade with Christian McCaffrey meant something. Bills did what they supposed to do, and Mo picked the Browns. Woo! So last week, 9-5, 7-7, 10-4. This week, Mo 10-4, Zoe 8-6. I'm 9-5, which brings the grand total to 59, 58-1 for Mo, 56, 64-1 Zoe, 69-51.
I'm 10 games out.
Blowing him.
I'm 13. What are you talking about?
And you know why? And you know why you're 13 out? Because in Geno, I trust. In Geno, I trust.
Okay, I can do that. I can see that.
So let's get this bad boy popping because off the rip. Oh, hold on. Where's my paper at?
It disappeared.
Hold on, wrong paper. Let me do this. Where did it go? I had it. Oh, it didn't save. I hate that. It didn't save. Oh, geez. All right. So guess we got to just thug it out. Can't type them in. I got to type them in later. All right. So let me go to the picks. Let me go to the games. It didn't save. I had it. God dog it. All right. Here we go. So Thursday night football. We got us one. Eagles versus Texans. Who y'all picking?
Roll Tide.
Going with the E-Girls.
All right, we're through the hard way on the E-Girls. Another one of most sayings. All right, next up, we got Packers versus the Lions.
Where you at? Packers.
My dumb butt wrote out the doggone games and didn't go back and fill them in. Except the E-Girls.
I got Green Bay.
Taking the cheese head. I'm taking the cheese head too. Lions pissed me off. And then they did something. They're going to fire their defensive back coordinator. Like, you need to fire your defensive coordinator. Aaron Glenn.
The DB coach?
They fired the DB coach.
I'm going to go with some crackers with that cheese then because I need some. I got the cheese.
Okay, thank you. All right, through the hard way on the cheese heads. Colts versus the Patriots.
Patriots.
Through the hard way on the Patriots. Chargers versus the Falcons. The Bolts versus the Dirty Birds.
On that one, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna roll again with the Falcons.
Give me Chargers.
Zoe got the Chargers.
Yeah.
Who you got, Mo?
Dirty Birds gonna kick for 3.
Falcons by 3. All right. Bills versus the Jets.
Can we skip that one?
All right, keep it moving. All right, you might want to skip this one too. Vikings versus the team. Because
I'm gonna pick the Bills, but I mean it's gonna be a good game.
Vikings versus the team.
Vikings.
Yeah, I got Vikings.
Through the hard one, the Vikings. All right. Panthers versus the Bengals.
Who they played last week? Not the Bengals. I already know they lost. But
the Panthers played the Falcons, which I picked.
If I could say that I watched that game Monday night and it was boring as hell.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
That game was boring as hell. I muted and just started watching the action because it was boring. So, despite all of that, I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I don't know why, but I'm going with the Panthers. I don't trust the Bengals. They suck.
I got the Bengals.
Okay.
I'm going with the Panthers.
Okay.
I'm already ahead of Zoe, so I mean.
Hey, you only 3 games ahead of me now.
Only 3, but it's 3 games ahead.
Okay. All right. The Dolphins versus the Bears. I'm taking Tua.
Dolphins, fins up.
But you say so. You pausing.
I need a comeback. Give me Chicago at home.
The Bears for Zoe. All right. Oh my God.
Didn't they just trade somebody?
They played us. I'm sorry. They played the Cowboys.
Did they just trade somebody?
Yeah, was it Rock? What's his name? Rocco Smith?
I can't remember his name, but I know the Bears fans online are not happy.
Yeah, it was like Rocco Smith, the defensive end. They traded him to your brother.
Oh snap! Then give me
Oh, you want to make a change?
Let me go with my man. Ain't no they traded me. Hold on. Let me go back and look
They
at my
traded
lose.
him for some draft picks.
Let me go look back at my lose feed. Wait a minute now. Y'all can't do that now.
Hey, I'm just the reporter here.
Boy, you lucky Mo said something.
Man. Yeah, give me Miami then.
All right, 3 the hard way on the Dolphins. The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars.
I'm gonna give y'all one more chance. Y'all should win this one. Give me Jacksonville.
904.
One more. Just one more. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go to this one. The Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals.
I got the Seahawks.
Oh, you trust in Geno too, huh?
I got the Seahawks. Arizona's not that solid.
I'm telling y'all, we in alternative universe. Because football has not made sense this year.
At all. I've never been 13 games behind. What in the world?
It's on our second years though, so we you gonna.
I never been 13 games behind.
So, ain't like we've been doing it.
Camper right now.
Like, ain't like we've been doing this for 10 years. It's on our second years though, so.
I never been 13 games behind.
Or as Florida would say, in Geno, I trust.
All right, 3 the hard way on Geno Smith. I might need to change because I don't like y'all getting on this Geno train.
You stay right where you at.
All right. Ram in the Bush versus Tampa Bay. Where's this game getting played at? This game is in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
It is in Tampa Bay.
I got Tampa Bay.
I think they come off that 2-game losing streak too. So I got the Bucks. You can say it.
Yeah, she's up the Ram in the Bush. You
can say it. You can say
it. All over your face. It's written all over your face.
You can say it.
It's written all over your face.
You can say
I think it's time for that Ram to bounce back. I think it's time.
All right. Okay. That could be your pick.
Wait. Oh, so both of them on the losing streak. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Titans, Mo. Sunday Night Football.
In Kansas City. I just tossed it out in case it was relevant because Zoe usually asks where the game is.
You want to pick the
Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs. Okay.
Gotta do that home field advantage and going with the Chiefs.
All right, going with the Chiefs. 3 the hard way on the Chiefs. And then Monday Night Football, baby. Mo brother versus the New Orleans Saints, baby. And guess where the game being played, baby? Guess where the game being played on Monday Night Football?
Caesar Superdome.
At Brothers Superdome.
Brothers? Caesar.
No, it's Brothers. It's Brothers. It's Brothers. It's not Caesar. It's Brothers.
It's Caesar's.
It's Brothers. You cannot convince me that it's not Brothers. Superdome. You cannot convince me it is not Brothers Cornerstone Superdome. They just spell Caesar wrong. It's in French. That's all.
I can't.
But going down in Brothers Cornerstone Superdome.
Oh,
no. The chicken. Don't forget the chicken.
So it's the Blue Stone Superdome, is what you're trying to say?
No, it's Brothers, because Brothers Chicken is sold in the corner store. Or no, I tell you what, it could be what's that where they sold the po' boys at?
That one, the one that I used to go to in New Orleans, it was called Never Close. We never close. but I think they end up closing.
I cannot not think of that because it's over there by. It's like going towards southern New Orleans. I cannot think of that store. But anyways, we're still with the Brothers Corner Store, Superdome. Who y'all pick?
You talking about where Coach P used to take us all the time?
I went with somebody else from New Orleans. I didn't go with Coach P.
Oh, I just know every time we went down to play Southern, we always talked at Tony's.
No, it wasn't Tony's. It was somewhere else. So, but who y'all picking? Who y'all picking?
I picked Mo's brother.
Mo picked Mo Brothers. So who you picking?
He hyping his up. His ass better not pick Saints.
You know he gonna never You know what? Go ahead. You take Mo brother. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. I'm
gonna go with the Saints.
That's what I like to hear.
New Orleans.
Oh, when the Saints.
That's what I like to hear. All right.
I'm already down 13 games, so another one ain't gonna hurt me.
Another one ain't gonna hurt you. Another one hurt. Just Graham homecoming week, baby. Do your thing, Zo.
I'm good. I'm good. Hey,
do your thing, baby. All right.
I'm
now
let's get fan anyway. Not an NFL fan.
Yeah, Cowboys got a bye this week, so we ain't gotta bring up the boys.
We're resting.
Yeah, y'all resting. All right.
Ooh, 6 teams: Cowboys, Cleveland, Denver, Giants, Pittsburgh, and the 49ers.
I thank the Browns for that win last week, so they deserve a rest.
So, well,
can't pay my bills.
Let's go. Let's get to it. It's time for Zoe bold prediction. Zoe, what you got for us?
Give me 1 second.
Y'all already picked on that game. Y'all who y'all picked?
Pick who?
On the Bills Jets.
We picked the Bills. You the one said.
I was just making sure.
We said we take nobody for to pick the Jets over the Bills.
Now if they upset them, I'm gonna be upset.
I'm not. I'd be more upset, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I would be more upset if the Colts beat the Patriots or the Texans beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Or the Lions beat the Packers.
I mean, well, I won't be too upset if the Eagles lose, but that's just me.
So I ain't gonna be too sad for that, but I'm good. So it's time for Zoe bold predictions. Zoe, floor is yours.
That was my drum.
I'm gonna put that in there too.
So number 3, I'm gonna go ahead and predict just based off their schedule, they remaining schedule. PV versus Jackson for the SWAC championship.
PV versus Jackson for the SWAC championship.
PV hardest game is this weekend against Alcorn. After that, they have Peanut Butter and then Mississippi Valley. So I got PV versus Jackson for the championship. Number 2, the MEAC is a mass scramble to the finish. So you got Howard leading the way at 2-0. And then you got North Carolina Central right there behind them. You got South Carolina State right behind them. But I think they only got 5 conference games. That's what's crazy.
Wait a minute. I'm about to say it. Look that up.
Because when he said leading away with 2-0,
I'm dead serious.
I'm like, wait, hold up.
Hold on. I gotta show this. I gotta show this. That is crazy. Dang, that many teams left the MEAC?
Yes, sir. They are down to 5 or 6 teams.
Whoa, that's the MEAC right now.
They down to 6 teams.
Wow. Yep. Wait, that's all of them?
That's all. That's it.
Howard, Central State, Delaware State, Norfolk State.
It's not showing Morgan. Morgan State on there too.
See, when you be clicking that, it always open up all of this stuff. There they go right there.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
All 6.
Wow.
Yep.
Dang.
That's why I say it's a mass scramble.
That is terrible.
It really is. It really is, because you gotta think. You had North Carolina A&T. It's somebody else. Who else was in there? Hampton, FAMU, and Bethune.
Yep.
That is pathetic.
I mean, they trying to hold on, but like we said last year, it'll make more sense they just get absorbed into the sweat.
All right. Go ahead, Zoe. Back to your bold prediction.
I'm still gonna predict. I think it's gonna be between Howard and North Carolina Central. All right,
that'll be big.
One.
That'll be big.
Yeah. Number
Who's
one.
currently leading? Howard?
Yeah, Howard's 2-0.
Was 2-1, right?
Yeah. So they lost to South Carolina State.
Okay. So I think
but
that
Howard
representing them against, and I'm just gonna claim Jackson State as the Howard and Jackson State. The attendance.
Howard versus anybody from the SWAC. Just because they the mecca of the HBC.
That attendance would be crazy.
In Atlanta. Okay, Howard, I see. We're
gonna see at the end of the season, because if that's the matchup, I might have to go to Atlanta.
Yeah, these are some good predictions you got this week, so I ain't mad at this week. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
This last prediction for our cousins down south. All y'all gonna score.
Those ain't my cousins. They can be your cousins.
Yeah, I can say because I literally got people down there.
Yeah, they adopted to me.
But
twice removed.
Like we get a check. We get a check for bringing them to the barbecue. That's why we bring them to the barbecue. They pay us a check monthly.
And they can't take no plate home.
Nah, y'all get that. Y'all get a potato salad and a cold drink. And no can. Put it in the cup.
Generic bread.
Yeah, just put it in the cup. Put it in the cup and go. That's all y'all get. Potato salad and a cold drink.
You can't even sit down at the spades table. You got to leave.
Nope. Don't even come in the gate. Stop right there. We got you right here. What's your name? Corey. Y'all gotta play for Corey? Here you go, Corey.
It's gonna be like the fish fry this weekend. What? You ain't got no ticket now. You gotta get up out of here. No, sir.
So, all right. Free Agency Sports Blog, Grand Fam Homecoming Week. We talked about everything. I do want to go back to the college football thing one more time because Georgia and Tennessee play this week. You got LSU versus Alabama. Alabama still has to play Ole Miss. TCU. No, excuse me. Let me do this right. Michigan, Ohio State still got to play. And you got TCU sitting right there 8-0 with only two. I think they got 2 more games left in conference. This is just me, but I think it will be 2 SEC schools gonna make it. Which 2? I don't know.
Of course.
It's too many up there at the top right now.
And I think it's gonna be the winner out of Ohio State and Michigan. And I think TCU sneaks his way into the playoff. Some kind of way they kick out Clemson.
I think Ohio State goes back.
But what I do hope, and I heard this today, I really would like to put them in shambles if, and Mo, you might shoot me, but if LSU win out, are you going to keep a 2-loss SEC championship team out of the college football playoff? Because LSU is 6-2. And they, even though they got blown out by Tennessee, but what if
don't Alabama and LSU play this weekend?
Yes. So what if LSU win out? Win everything, the SEC. Do you keep the 2 losses?
If we'd all be Trump.
So I just want to throw that out there for the people who pay attention to Free Agent Sports Ball. What if happened if LSU wins out?
You don't keep them out. But I guess it depends on what the other teams decide to do.
Because either Ohio State or Michigan, one of them gonna have a loss. Depending on this weekend, Tennessee or Georgia gonna have 1 loss. And then you have Alabama with 2. Then you got TCU sitting right there undefeated.
But what was their strength of schedule? Like, who were they playing?
They went undefeated in the Big 12. But that's not here or there. I just want to throw that out there. So.
And look, did you see the blank stare?
I know. You don't like the fact that I said LSU might win out.
I mean, it's been times I can remember when I was living in Louisiana and we was watching that game, and I'm not gonna lie, we ended up the Alabama fans ended up really, really, really intoxicated because every time Bama scored, we took shots. The LSU fans, not so much. But with saying that, it has been times that LSU to beat Bama. Like, I'm not the type of fan that's gonna say, oh no, my team will never lose, because if that being the case, they wouldn't have lost their hand right now. So it's a very real possibility that they could.
Yeah, usually the winner of LSU Alabama, you know who's gonna win the SEC West. But this year's kind of different because you got Ole Miss sitting right there.
And we're in an alternative universe.
Free Agent Sports Blog, baby. Mo and Zoe. Y'all have a good night.
Headline Starlight.
DJ Star.